Hi, I'm Anna.
And I'm Ben.
We're AutoSave. Welcome to our channel.
Today we are back with Demon Slayer Season 3, Episode 3. Last week, we learned a little bit about Muichiro. A little bit about his disposition, his lack of memory, because I assume that he is a very focused man, focused individual. He's younger than Tanjiro.
There was definitely some speculation and assuming on our end, based on dialogue of his and his nature, and the little kind of outro we got at the end of last episode.
We need to see his backstory. We also were introduced to Kotetsu. He is 10 years old, and he's
ruthless.
He's a ruthless trainer.
Ruthless.
Yeah, but
Urokodaki got a run for his money.
Yes, but now we have just unveiled a sword from the mechanical doll that knows 108 moves.
Yeah.
What's that about?
What is that
Is that Tanjiro's new sword?
Is Muichiro gonna be upset that all he got was a mechanical arm with a sword attached to it?
Is he not gonna care?
Is he not gonna care?
I don't know.
These are good questions.
Ready?
Yeah.
Sweet.
I love that they were hugging each other.
300 years. Yeah? Interesting. Dried blood.
Oh, it's rust. I thought it was dried blood too, and I was like, dang. Haganeska. Haganeska! Give it to him! He will make it like new.
My heart.
He's been training up in the mountains.
Yeah, yes. Whew.
I imagine he's going to fix it up. Give me some Haganeska.
Oh, God.
I need it in my life.
I'll take it from here.
To fix it for you!
Let him be ambiguous.
I know! He doesn't want to say, Tanjiro, let me fix this for you.
Just throwing rocks at him?
It's probably Kotetsu.
Yeah. Aww. What a guy. Yes!
Polishing art!
In the meantime. Oh! Just walking off into the woods. What a badass.
What?
Oh no. Oh! He's so good at making friends. How does he grow it back?
For the Tooth Fairy! He's braiding her hair like Mitsuri!
Aww.
Her
He's
idol.
your idol. I'm worried.
I don't feel good.
Oh,
no! And this must be actually in the village. This is their hot spring.
Did they get teleported there? Or did they find it? Oh! Gyoko. Hantengu. Gyoko found it. We're getting right into it, huh?
Well, I guess that means Mitsuri's safe for now, because we were worried that they would happen upon her leaving the village.
Genya's outside.
That was his swordsmith!
Brother. No.
Look at his eyes!
He likes the clouds, right?
Do you see Muichiro?
Yeah. It looked like his hand's going to his sword.
Didn't notice him until...
Oh! The sound.
Yes!
Oh,
please.
right off the bat?
Please!
Oh!
It can't be that easy. There was a twist with Daki and Gyutaru.
Yeah. What? Holy shit! She transformed.
Oh, they look so much cooler now.
I know. Sekido.
Is this like all of the upper ranks are 2?
Genya. He's got a gun. Oh! Nichiren bullets?
Sword and gun!
Oh!
It's sides! It's sides! Haganeska! Foreshadowing! Tickle it to death. Oh!
Oh my god! Joy?
So they're all different, like, personality traits?
Maybe. Nice. Kind of. Do you hear the ringing?
Uh-huh.
It's split off from the leg?
Kotetsu! Muichiro. Muichiro!
By a spell. You can see the pod on its head. What did you just learn from Tanjiro? I'm so happy he's gonna save him.
I know.
Nice. Serious face.
Stop! No! Oh my gosh! Something about Demon Slayer is how it makes me feel when it gets to credits. Like, the reaction of being like, no! When the episode's over, it's something, like, so specific to, like, my love for Demon Slayer and, like, how the episodes are paced that I'm always, like, in the most happy and frustrated way ever. Like, no!
Yes. Aww. Okay, that was episode 3 of season 3 of Demon Slayer.
Yes,
right off the bat, I want to talk about the coolest character in the show.
Coolest character? I don't know who you're gonna say.
Hageneska.
I have guesses. Yes! Oh! There's something about this mangaka writing this certain personality, and they have variations, but there's this certain type of character in the show with, like, certain maybe overlapping personality traits between, like, Inosuke, Hageneska, Genya. There's something overlapping within these characters that makes them, like, beloved, like, of mine. Like, I love them on screen. They are so fun and so reactive.
Yeah.
And it's so entertaining, but also so endearing at the same time. Like, you want to see them
absolutely
happy.
ripped, but like and I already loved him like right when we got him on screen. But the fact that like he's taking this so seriously, he's going to train to strengthen himself so that he'd be able to forge an even stronger sword for Tanjiro because he's one of his only clients left. Like,
it's so contradictory.
He wants him to stay alive.
Yeah, it's so contradictory to when we first came to the village. We were talking to the village chief. He said that Hageneska was out avoiding punishment, basically. That he felt defeated or was upset and that that he'd be punished over a sword breaking. And it's almost a little contradictory, I guess, to what we actually learn. But in a way, maybe he is punishing himself because he made a sword that could have led to Tanjiro's death. And so he's trying to get stronger and make sure that he forges a stronger sword so you won't get killed.
Yep, I love it. I absolutely love it. I wonder if, like, down the road, the thing that's going to save the day is Hageneska showing up and giving Tanjiro the new sword. You know what I mean?
So, like, yeah, I wrote that down right as the episode was ending in the little Taisho era secret time period because they brought up, Hageneska's forging and polishing that new sword from 300 years ago, and he gave Tanjiro a current sword. But I like how... I find it hard to believe that Tanjiro doesn't need that polished sword in order to defeat these upper ranks. I mean, come on. These are two upper ranks that are splitting into, like, multiple terrifying creatures that could wreak havoc on the village and the people in the village that can't really defend themselves as well. And 3 days and 3 nights to polish it. you can't, and wasn't it such a brutal process that people have died doing it?
Yeah.
Does that mean that, like, all of the strength training that Haganeska has done in the forest now can make him, like, make that process even faster?
Hopefully. I don't know. My question lies in, like, okay, is Tanjiro going to break or lose a sword, and he's going to need this other sword as a replacement, and then for the rest of time, he's going to have, like, his sword, and it's just going to have this really cool backstory, and going to be old? Or is there benefit to this 300-year-old sword? Is the fact that the steel is more pure on the Nichi ring going to, like, benefit us in any way of killing demons? Is that sword going to be used later on to potentially kill Kokoshibo or even Muzan?
So I think that you're going in a really great direction. Not only could it be stronger and less breakable, but I think the other thing that I feel like would fit the tone of the show and an idea or theme that the show would totally use is objects retaining memory.
Yeah.
And, you pointed it out this episode during the intro that there's an overlap shot of Tanjiro and then this man from 300 years ago that is Tokito's ancestor.
Yeah.
And I believe
Yotoko, I think.
Yeah, I believe it would fit with the show to have the idea of him being able to access either memories or almost feel like the sword is alive itself.
Yeah.
And I could see that being something that happens.
That'd be so cool. Like, if he had that transfer of memories through that object. I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, it already fits with Tanjiro's character, with him being able to kind of witness and touch the hearts of demons as they're dying. He is able to kind of see and converse with his passed away family members when needed. And it would fit for him, as the demons can access memories through the blood of Muzan. It, I think, would fit in the story to have there be that kind of parallel of memory passage.
Yeah, I agree with you. Genya, thoughts?
Okay, like I said at the very beginning of this discussion, there's something just so lovely about these really explosive, reactive characters. There's something so special about them on screen that makes them, like, really endearing, and you want to see those moments. Because we got a moment with Genya that made me want, like, 10,000 more moments, where he kind of looks to the side and you get an actual non-reactive profile and non-crazy expression drawn in a fun, cartoonish way, comical way. And there's moments like that are really special to me, and it makes me go back to our first interaction and first moments with Inosuke, where I remember explicitly that we both were like, I hate this guy. What is this guy's problem? I never want to see him again. Like,
we were trying to kill Nezuko.
I know, and we were so mad at him for what he was doing to Zenitsu at the time, and we were like, yeah, there's no way we're gonna like him. And now I have a stuffed animal of him downstairs. So
I have a theory that Genya is Eren Yeager. Both of them lost a tooth. Not for long. No, but, like, in all seriousness, though, it seems like he's able to at least regrow teeth. I assume that...
But why was he so embarrassed about it if he can just regrow?
I don't think he's embarrassed. Maybe he's embarrassed about it, but I think that he's probably not one to tell a bunch of people that he's able to regrow teeth. That's a little strange. But, and hey, man, I wouldn't be surprised in this world.
See, I like that better. I was just thinking that he, like, went to some merchant or doctor or something in the village and was like, hey, can you give me a fake tooth? And he got, like, a little fake tooth, put him at the dentist or something, which could be embarrassing to him.
But that paired with him getting stabbed in such a vital-looking way, I think lends itself to, okay, he has the ability to, like, heal.
I think what we've learned from last season is that injuries that look like they literally could never survive because they're humans, there's always potential in creative writing to make it so that...
Well, creative characters, right? The only reason Inosuke didn't die was because he's able to, like, shift his organs around internally. What is Genya's reason? I would think that it's, like, self-heal, but why? Like,
right, and like other characters can withstand poison because they went through torture training. Yeah. So what is his past and his reason? We got a really interesting kind of quote dialogue from him when he picked up that sword that was like, I have to do this, brother.
Yeah.
Or something like that. And I'm like, okay, I thought your brother was alive. We don't really remember all of the names of all the Hashira that we haven't had like a lot of time with.
Yeah.
So we were kind of maybe thinking it was the Wind Hashira's brother just because the personalities were similar. And I think his last name started with an S.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure now because that kind of tone was almost like the brother had died or doesn't want you to be doing this. There was something to it that seemed like it needs to be unpacked.
Yeah. If it is, like, if that is his brother, then it'd kind of add up that both of them have a plethora of scars. Like, because if you are able to have that ability of, like, regeneration, that doesn't necessarily mean you wouldn't be, like, you wouldn't leave a scar or two along the way. And you probably would put your body into maybe even more harm's way because you know that you'd be able to regenerate to a certain degree if anything goes wrong. Nezuko braiding her hair, or having Tanjiro braid her hair.
So that she resembles her idol, Mitsuri. Yeah. It's the cutest thing. Love it. And I think Mitsuri would be really happy about it. I think Shinobu would be like, why am I not your idol? Like, what?
Yeah. I don't understand how Gyoku found the village. Is it just because he's that skilled, for one? And two, we're not even facing Gyoku yet, and we are already, like, struggling.
Okay. I really like this question, because how did we find the village? Wouldn't they have been looking for this village for hundreds of years?
Yeah.
How is it that right now we were able to find it? Is there something about the release of this 300-year sword that almost could beckon the demons and they could sense it? You know, because what if they've been looking for it? I'm sure they've looked for it before, but what is it about this specific moment, this specific night, this night?
That's a good point.
That has opened this portal, if you will, that they were able to find the Swordsmith Village.
If there was blood on that sword and it wasn't just rust, I wonder if that could connect, like, Muzan somehow knew, like, that, like, the blood on that sword was, like, you know, I don't know.
Like an awakening.
Maybe.
That they could sense. Yeah, it sounded like they had done some research and work beforehand to be able to find it, and they thought they maybe were close. But I still find it's too much of a coincidence that it was the same day, night time.
Tokito is, like, amazing. Every time we see him this arc so far, like, I love him more and more and more. And, like, yeah, of course, by the end of the episode, we're like, okay, he's going to save Kotetsu for sure. Mm-hmm. He's going to think about what Tanjiro said again that obviously elicited some response for him. When Tanjiro said, whatever you do for others comes around to help you as well in the end, he was like, what did you say? And then had that same, like, dumbfounded, in awe look as when he does look at the clouds. So that makes me think that somebody in his family or past had said a similar thing, perhaps his mom. Because it seems like more of like that type of disposition, you know?
I think that if we're going with talking about main characters like Tanjiro, I think Tanjiro as a main character is a really great literary device. He is a device for all the other characters that are introduced in the story to make them more endearing and lovable to the audience, to give them almost highlight them and their specific personality traits a little bit better through his adorable optimism and his sweetness. It's almost like it makes all those like cute, endearing parts and personality quirks of all the other characters shine off of him. Because he's this device that unlocks it. He helps them.
Too.
He's persistent and he helps them. Every character that he's come in contact with, I think, is better off for that interaction in terms of like their outlook on life, at least, or their respect for themselves and others. And I think that there's something about Tanjiro as a main character that, while, you know, in theory, you could say that a super optimistic, super happy, super lovable, loving character all the time could get maybe old or annoying. I don't think it is for Tanjiro at all, because of how he's used in these interpersonal relationships that you get to see with other characters and their quirks coming out.
Yeah.
That it almost just, I mean, he's really great for creating comedic moments. He's a really great device for these comedic moments. He can bring
any character that is also on screen with him, regardless of their personality, into that, like, funny, drawn, cute mode.
Like, drawn, cute. Yeah. Like, normally, I think with how crazy the animation can get in this show, in theory, too, the comedic kind of drawing of the faces could seem not like it can coexist.
Yeah.
But because of Tanjiro's personality, it makes complete sense to see him have these kind of moments of these more simplistic and funny drawn moments with other characters that just really fits his character. And I think because of how much time we've had with his character, it makes it much more easy to grasp and understand.
I completely agree. And speaking of how things were drawn, I loved
the smoke,
what it looked like with the smoke, the mist, right? For Tokito using his shifting flow slash. Crazy that they didn't know that what's his name? Hantengu was there until literally the door opened. That's terrifying. But it was great to see Tokito in action. I liked seeing it. It's a shame that he got blasted pretty far away, but he'll be back soon.
What I found, I think, most interesting for this interaction in this fight, other than being shocked that Hantengu literally made it in the room.
Yeah.
That shocked me. But there was this element of Tanjiro almost at this point has more experience with upper ranks, possibly, and their ability to not be what you think they are, than Genya and even Muichiro.
Or at least he was saying it, you know?
When he said to Muichiro, like, no, don't put your guard down, you know, I think Muichiro kind of thought he did it, you know? Yeah. He's like, okay, I sliced his head off. And I think that Tanjiro has gained this experience of, like, don't settle, don't think that the battle's won until, like, you have explicit confirmation that the battle is won.
True.
And he's learned this the hard way through Gyutaru coming out of Daki, and then through having to cut off one head and cut off the other at the same time, and all of this different stuff. And to two characters in this, it's almost like he had to use his knowledge from last season in order to, like, protect them as well. Like, okay, no, don't just assume that it's over.
Yeah.
There's more going on here.
I loved how quick Nezuko, like, jumped into action. And Tanjiro was like, don't transform, but obviously it called for that a little later on. This is going to be a really interesting test for her. One, Tanjiro isn't around. Two, there are plenty of villagers here. And we know that was the thing that almost led her astray last time. But Tanjiro was there last time. Mm-hmm. What's it going to look like this time around? All that she was given as an order was save Genya. And I don't know, if distractions come into play, I'm interested to see what Nezuko does.
So as you were saying that, all I could think was, okay, if Tanjiro is not going to be there to possibly keep her not from killing people and to keep, like, her grounded, what is something else they could do that would fit with the players that we have that we know are going to be coming back too? That is her idol coming in to help her.
Yeah.
Mitsuri and Nezuko fighting together. Mitsuri able to calm her down, maybe.
Yeah. I love that. I hope it happens, but it kind of, like, leads me to my one critique of this episode. Why is it that when Nezuko transforms, her hair is still, like, normal? She braided her hair. I need a Mitsuri-haired demon version of Nezuko.
Agreed.
Definitely.
I would also love that. How do you think, so this leads me to a good question. What is Nezuko saving Genya the moment that Genya will warm up to Tanjiro and Nezuko? Or is this whole interaction going to warm him up to both of them? What do you think it will take for Genya to agree with Tanjiro's sentiment of, I thought we were already friends?
I am not sure, but I do hope that it comes from him and Nezuko interacting. Mm-hmm. Because often we get the friendships formed of, you know, Tanjiro
and then
else.
through meeting Tanjiro, they get introduced and trust Nezuko.
Yeah.
Another reason why it could work best that Nezuko is the starter of that relationship is that if his brother is the Wind Hashira, the one that was the most antagonistic to Nezuko when we first met him, then that would feel really good.
I would like
if he was friends with Nezuko.
All right, that's all I have. You?
One last point.
Okay.
It's something, it just little. I really like when destroy is translated on the screen, especially in specific moments.
Yeah.
It almost is like an attack word.
It's cinematic. It's like I'm reading like a comic or a manga.
It really works to get a translation of the back of his outfit.
I don't know if I've ever felt that way, like in an anime. Like that, like a translation can be so like crucial and cinematic.
Right,
you know?
like I wrote it down because in the first couple minutes of this episode, they're re-showing him slashing the head off, and it says "destroy" as he's like lunging towards the.
It's like a title card.
Yeah, so that was my last thing.
All right, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we hope to see you next time.